Hi everybody, welcome. It's Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, so it means it's time for Stamping with Denise. Welcome everybody. Hope you had a great weekend and a great first day of the week. That's my dog down there trying to get my attention. She wants a treat. So anyway, I'm going to try to ignore her. Someone let her down in my craft room and she wasn't supposed to be. So, whoops. Let's see, give me just a second. Hello, Stephanie, I see you there. Let me pull this up and, whoops. Turn off my volume there, sorry there. Okay, let me share this. Give people just a second to find us. Go on. I guess you know what? I'm feeding into it. I'm going to give her a treat so she'll go away. You know. So someone let her down and they weren't supposed to. But anyway, okay. So welcome. Hope everybody had a great weekend and a good start to your week. I'm so glad to be here with you all. If you recall, last week I made this fun card. It was a shelf card, or I forget, it had another name too. And if you watched, I had some trouble with my measurements and I couldn't figure out what was wrong. Well, what happened was my base for the main piece, I'd cut it too short. So, hi Paula. So that's why it wasn't working out. But the measurements that were on that video were correct. And remember, if you like what you see and you share it with your friends, you get a chance to win the card I made each week. And so this week, it's Sharon Hugo Rochelle. I'm going to send this card out to her. So Sharon, I'm going to need your address. If you see this, PM me, or otherwise I will send you a PM. So the nice thing about the card is when it folds up, it still fits in an envelope. See, it'll fit right inside the envelope. Absolutely perfect. And I just think there's so many things you can do with a card like this. So anyway, so even though last week's video wasn't my finest video, the measurements were right, and I showed you how to make it. We got a couple exciting things coming up. Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and put the phone up in the holder, and we'll kind of get started talking. So hang tight. Let me get this. Okay, there we go. So tomorrow is August 4th, and there's two things going on. The first thing is the new holiday catalog. Well, okay, it's the August to December mini catalog is what we're supposed to call it, but you know what? It's still going to be the mini catalog to me, or the holiday catalog. It goes live. You can order starting tomorrow. Yeah, I don't know exactly what time ordering starts, and it goes until January 4th. There is some cute stuff in here, and I'll be using some of it as we go along, you know, between now and, you know, while this catalog's live. So lots of good stuff. And you may be thinking, gosh, this is early. Stampin' Up! Has changed. It used to be that the holiday catalog didn't go live until the beginning of September, where they're moving the dates, and they're kind of changing how they do catalogs. So this one goes from August to December, and then we have the spring one that goes January to, I believe it goes the beginning of June, and then or actually maybe it's the beginning of May. Anyway, things are changing, and the new catalog, the annual catalog, the big one, instead of coming out in June, it's going to come out in May. So this is a transition year for catalog dates. So, and the other thing that's happening tomorrow, it will be, let me find it here, the first time that demonstrators can order the new embossing machine, the small one, right here, the Stampin' Cut emboss machine. the regular size one. We still don't know when the mini is going to be available, but starting tomorrow, demonstrators can order this, and then for customers it'll be in September. So I'm excited. I'm going to get mine ordered. I can't wait to get my hands on it. It'll be fun to have a new toy. So, but you know, normally it's $120, and you know, you could get it for $99. And you know how you could do that? Take advantage of the starter kit. With the starter kit, you pay $99 and there's no shipping. You get $125 worth of merchandise. So you could put that machine in there and then find a $5 embellishment, like some pearls or something around that line, and you'd have that machine for $99. So if you were interested in perhaps joining my team, let me know. I can certainly get you hooked up. There's never any obligation to sell or anything like that, but I thought that was a pretty good way to get that machine at a discount. So I'm gonna get on to the projects, and what tonight I'm gonna use, I don't know if y'all noticed, in the catalog is this Boho Indigo Product Medley. And what a product medley is, it is a whole suite, is another way, of product that all coordinates, has stamp sets, dies, paper, embellishments, things like that. And it all comes together. You can't buy the things, just the things you want out of it. But I don't have the whole medley, but what I did do was I bought the refill kit, and that included, let's see, 48 sheets of 6x6 designer series paper, 6 sheets of very vanilla embossed paper, and 6 sheets of die cuts in 40 little tiny paper flowers. So let me show you what comes in there. So there's these, I've used some of them. There's these labels here. There's 2 sheets like that. There's 2 sheets that look like this. And then there's 2 sheets of those. And let me show you. I had to save. So now, and then now I've used some of these. There's 2 sheets of this embossed. It's embossed with circles. I don't know if you can see. It's really pretty. There's 2 sheets of this that's embossed with kind of a flower on it. And then there's 2 sheets of this one with this geometric diamond shape on it. So we're going to use some of this today. Then, like I said, it comes with the designer series paper. What'd I say? 48 sheets of 6x6. And I really like this paper. Looks very denim to me. So that's that. And there's the reverse. So I'm just loving this paper. I'm so glad I purchased it. I usually kind of skip over stuff like that. Okay, there's that. Okay, let me get to the next stuff. There's that. Some really pretty. And I like that it's with very vanilla instead of white. I don't use enough of the vanilla. Let's see. And then that's on the side of each other. So there are some sets here, or some papers here, that you can use that are not all flowery and feminine. There's some masculine ones too, and that's kind of why I liked it. And so that's what we're going to do today. We're going to make cards. 3 cards. I'll show you. It's super simple. So I see that Paula already shared. Thank you. Oh, and the colors in this paper are very vanilla, whisper white, misty, moonlight, night and navy. Of course, it's got the gold accent, and it's got the green, the garden green in there. Let me set this off to the side here. Okay, so that's on page 9 of the annual catalog, and it's just the refill kit. And let me show you the little, if I can find them here. Yeah, remember I said they came with little flowers too, little paper flowers. They come with these. You might recall I used them on a wreath 3 or 4 weeks ago. So these are the bigger ones, and these are the smaller ones. And when I did them, I colored them with like the blends, and they worked beautifully for my project. So anyway, so you get a bunch of these too. So I thought even without, now I like the stamp set, but I thought though even without the, with just the paper and the die cuts and these little flowers, it was well worth it. So, oh, and I'm going to show you too a card I received in the mail today. It's from another demonstrator on the team, and I was watching her live, I don't know, about a week or so ago, and answered a trivia question right. So, and I just thought this was really cool. This card base was from the Paper Pumpkin add-on. I think it would have been the July one, but she used the Tulip Punch, and she put shimmer paint in her mister and misted it on there. So anyway, I got that, and I just thought it was really pretty. So I thought I'd share that with you all today. Thank you, Dawn, if you're watching. So it just happens that she goes on her lives at a time that I happen to be on the computer a lot, so I happen to see her. Okay, so we are going to make 3 cards at one time. And it's really pretty simple. You can see these are all, there's 1 piece of the pattern paper, there's 1 piece of the Misty Moonlight cardstock, and 1 piece of this embossed paper cardstock out of that pack. And you can see what we did was just kind of put the pieces together to make each of the cards. And I pulled out different, I used the tags from the set that were in the package, but I pulled out sentiments from different stamp sets. And you know, you really can do it pretty much however you want. But I thought I'd show you how to do it. Now, on these cards, let me, these cover the full front of the card. So they're 4, let me see, yeah, 4 1/4 by 5, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Okay, so what I decided to do on these other ones was make them a little bit smaller, that, you know, would be like our normal mat size, which would be 5 1/4 by 4. And I'm going to see which I like better. But anyway, that's the first set, and I just love it. It was so easy to put together. So, and you do all the cutting at one time. Get that out of the way here. At one time. That's what's so easy. So I've got this piece, we don't need right now. Okay, so I have this piece of the embossed cardstock out of that pack I just showed you. I pulled out this piece of designer series paper because I thought it looked a little more masculine. And then another piece of the Misty Moonlight. This blue is growing on me. Funny story, for 12 years of my life I wore a uniform to school that was, the main color was navy blue. For years I didn't like blue. I didn't go anywhere near it. Now I love blue again, so go figure. Okay, so what you're gonna do, these, like I said, these cards here are 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. These are just 1/4 inch smaller at 4 by 5 1/4, okay? And so what you're gonna do is you're gonna stack your 3 pieces together. Let me see, is this my, that's my, and you're gonna cut them all at the same time, okay? So there's really no fancy measuring with this. It's just cutting all 3 pieces at the same time so that when you go to piece them together, they fit, okay? Okay, so there's one piece. And then I'm gonna put this one like that. That looks good. And put it like that. And again, no rhyme or reason. I just kind of followed the, you know, what the other cards look like. Let me set that out of the way. So your cards are going to, your three patterns are going to be like, let's see if this is going to be right. I may have to, let me see what, this may not work. Yep, you know what? I think I actually did it right. This one's going to go here. This one's going to go over here. And this one's going to go there now. Look at that. Isn't that easy? Got 3 cards made with just a couple of cuts. So when we're putting these together, I'm going to set these off to the side. That's one card. This is a card. So to put these together, I do recommend putting them on, assembling this onto a piece of cardstock before applying it to your card base, okay? And pick a side to line up, because you know you may not get these exactly lined up and you may have to do some trimming. So I'm going to line this up with this bottom corner like this. And I got a couple of reasons. One is this is the side that's going to probably show more, so I'm going to make sure it's right. So that's kind of why I start there. And I probably should have dry fit this, but you know what? Worst comes to worst, throw it in the trimmer and trim the edge up. So I'm going to put this right here, like this. There we go. Beautiful. And then the last piece is going to go on there. So it's a great way when you have your favorite piece of designer series paper to get more cards out of it. Make it go further. Now, you know, this piece here could be another just piece of blue, you know, other coordinating color cardstock, or it could be another cardstock and you've run it through an embossing folder. You know, I just used this because it was in the pack and wanted to use what was in there. But, you know, I'm one of those people, I like to hoard my paper, my designer series paper, and then it's like, okay, now I've saved it. What did I save it for? I gotta use it. Yeah, it was kind of hard to cut those because it's like, I only had 6 of them and they're so cute. I like them. I want to save them, but what should I save them for? I bought it to use it. So there we go. That one's lined up there. So you can see where this is going. Okay, so let me get these put together. If you're just joining, welcome. If you like what you see, I appreciate if you share with your friends, and for everybody that shares, and then you have to comment that you shared, get a chance. I put your name in the drawing for a chance to win the cards I'm making tonight. So how nice would that be? Now one thing, you can't flip that designer series paper over after you cut it. You got to use it the way you had it, because it's asymmetrical. It's not going to fit on it that way. You got to do it so. And okay, perfect. The top's a little bit off, but you know, that's the other nice thing too, the fact that the underneath layer is the same color as this. It doesn't really, I think it works just fine. You know, can't even see it. And let me put the last one together here real quick, and then we'll get on to putting these on the card bases and doing the embellishments on them. I've got some different ideas for this. This paper kind of reminds me, what is that? Blue and white dinnerware. It was so popular when I was a kid, back in the like 70s. My mom didn't have any, but the neighbors did, and so whenever I went to their house for dinner, I was kind of a latchkey kid, so sometimes I was at the neighbor's house for dinner. I always ate on these dishes that were this color. It's what it reminds me of. So is everybody ready for the holidays? Ha ha ha. I'm not even ready for summer to be over. I'm not ready for fall, not ready for Halloween. But if you know me, I do not like cold weather. Okay, I've got something here. It says they're having trouble with my video. So let me refresh that and see if it comes back up. Okay, well, it looks like it's back, so hopefully there was not too much of a delay. Okay. Well, I got a little bit of adhesive there. I take my adhesive eraser. Stampin' Up! Used to sell this eons ago. Not anymore, but it's one of my best pals. So if you run across one, grab them. They're great. They kind of take that adhesive off your paper. So, okay, last piece I'm going to put on. So you can see how easy those really did go together. I mean, you could do this during the holidays with holiday paper, you know, and every card would be a little bit different. Okay, so there's that. And I went ahead and prepared some vanilla, very vanilla bases for this. I scored these already. Let me get my embossing folder. And remember, these pieces are 8.5 by 5.5, okay? And you fold it in half. You know, I've got a piece of the Misty Moonlight too. I was playing with the idea. See, remember, these are the same size as the full card bases. These I made a little bit smaller, and I wanted to see which I liked better. I don't know. But I think I like the very vanilla base better, because here's the other thing too. Using this hides a multitude of sins, so to speak, because you can see down here I'm not very straight. I don't know if you can see right here. You can see some of the vanilla hanging out there, and you can see I'm not lined up very well there. But if you put it on here, it's not really as noticeable. So, and the other advantage to using the very vanilla base is I don't have to put a light piece of cardstock on the inside to write on. Just kind of trim this up just a little bit. And you know, this card has got an extra piece of cardstock on it, so it has the potential to be a little bit heavier. I don't think you're going to go over the inch, but the ounce weight. But anyway, so now we got to think, do I want this flat or do I want to raise this up a little bit? Anybody have any suggestions? Flat, I don't know, or pop it up a little bit. I think I'm going to pop them up a little bit. That's kind of what I'm thinking. When I refreshed, my comments went away, so I can't see your comments. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to plan to pop, use dimensionals to raise this up off the card base. And then that'll allow me too, if I want to put a piece of ribbon or something around it, to do that. So I'm going to put some on these here. Oops, I need some more dimensionals here. Let me find some more here. Whoops. That's another reason I'm glad I sit at my desk to do the videos, because I've got all my supplies right here. Okay, here we go. I just like to have them kind of supported in the center. I did go ahead and ahead of time stamped some sentiments to put on these cards. And I do have a fun little trick to show you too on you know, if you don't want the whole piece, you know, the whole sentiment on your stamp stamped. And I'll show you what I mean. Let me fold this last base here. This one over there. I pulled sentiment for these 3 new cards I'm making. I pulled sentiments out of a couple of different stamp sets. I have, let's see, I did this congratulations. It's out of the Peaceful Moments right here. I pulled It's Your Day out of here. And I pulled the Happy Birthday out of there too. So, and I was kind of doing some things that, again, these could be masculine cards if they needed to be. But you see how the stamp here, or this sentiment is long, and you see how I did it like this? I was going to show you how to do that. And it's nice because sometimes you just want part of your sentiment. Like I've made cards that says thinking of you with all my heart, and I really just wanted the thinking of you part, and I use this same technique. So let me grab a piece of scratch paper here, scratch cardstock, and kind of show you how it's done. It's not hard. So here's the sentiment. It's your day. And I'm going to start out. I'm going to try to do it just pretty much like this one. Now that one's not a real, you know, dark stamp, and that I'll explain what happened there. But you know what? The inking's not dark, but you know what? I think it's good, and I think it kind of matches the kind of faded look of the paper, so it's okay. It's fine with me. So I wanted It's Your first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Stampin' Right marker. This is not the blends, but this is the Stampin' Right marker. These are like your regular markers. You take the brush end, using the side of your brush, you color your whatever it is you want to be that color. Okay, so I want It's Your. And you don't want to, you want to be careful you don't get ink on any other parts of the stamp. Okay, so there's It's Your. Then before you stamp this, you're going to take your breath and breathe on it to wet it again, and then you're going to stamp. Now, you know, with COVID, this is not something you probably want to do in a group of people, or on somebody else's stamps, but for your own personal stamps, I think it's perfectly fine. So you can see I've got It's Your. So now I'm cleaning my stamp with my chamois to get that ink off. Sometimes I'll use a piece of washi tape or something to cover up what I don't want to get ink on, but for this big thing it was easier to just clean it in between. So now I'm going to do the same thing with Day. Let me close that up, put that chamois away. Okay, brush end, Day and the exclamation point. So, and the reason that that one there is not as dark and as solid is because I forgot to, they call it huffing, to huff on it, you know, to blow on it, put your breath to re-wet the ink. And I forgot to do that. But like I said, you know what? I'm okay with it because it kind of matches the faded tone of the paper. So, of the designer series paper. Okay, so now I've inked up Day. Just put my breath on it to re-wet it and put it right about there. I can't see real well because the camera's in the way. But there you go. It's your day. And look at that. You've made a long sentiment fit on a square or circle area. So I'm gonna save that. I'll probably die cut that out and put that in a drawer and save it for another use. So okay, so I wanted to show you that's kind of an old tried and true trick, and that's why I keep all of my Stampin' Right markers, because I never know when I'm going to need a different color ink that I don't have anymore. So I've got 3 sentiments, I got 3 cards and 3 card bases, and I just kind of have to decide what I want to go where. Oh yeah, I should have. Let's put some dimensionals on the back of these. Where's my sheet? Here we go. Oh, and some embellishments. I've got some gold things. I use the gold glitter enamel dots on that. And I did put the same dots on this one, and then I used one of the die cuts from the set for the little flower. This one, I used one of the label die cuts. I used some of the ribbon, the Misty Moonlight ribbon on there, and just tied a little bow with some linen thread and put that on there. So I'm going to start, I think, with this one. I could put that right on there probably. I think I'm going to do that. And you know what I want to do? I want to use some of this gold trim. This is from the Forever Greenery ribbon pack. It has another ribbon with it. Let me trim this. Afraid. The bad thing is it frays a lot. The good thing is it frays a lot. So if you want it to fray, that's your go-to. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a loop of it or 2 of this. Let's see how that looks. That might look okay there, like that. Sorry, I'm trying to stay on camera. Let's see. Let's see how that's gonna look. Yeah, I like that. So what I want to do is, I think I'm going to kind of put the ends up like this. I'm gonna get a dimensional to put those, hold those down with. There we go. Take that off of there. You know, I could have used another adhesive, but the dimensionals were close and easy to get to, so I decided to use that. And let's see, I can move this around a little bit. Let me see, like that. Yeah, that looks good. So I've got it attached with the dimensional underneath, and I've got some of this ribbon, or this trim. So, and the other gold thing that we have in our catalog, well, another gold thing are these gilded gems. We could use those. These are these gold glitter dots. Remember, we had some that were in some of the brighter colors. They retired in the last catalog. Well, these are kind of the same thing, except they're gold, and I think they're cool. And the other thing we could even use on this too is the, let me find them here. Are these them? The in color enamel dots. I thought I had an open package. Oh, there's my open package of them. You know, I just hate to open up a new package, so, because those have Misty Moonlight in them. Dots in them too, so. Anyway, so let's see. Let's do a couple gilded gems, because I haven't done that on this. Let me get my little knife I like to use. So I'm going to put, I think, a little one here. Yeah, kind of do 3s because that's what's pleasing to the eye. And then we can put a big one over here, up here. There we go. Let me get these out of the way. I'm going to put these on the I usually use this mini dimensionals. I'm a little dimensional crazy, but tonight I guess. But I don't know, when I have a big piece like this, I want to make sure it's well supported in the center, because if I'm mailing it, it might get crushed. So I'll put this right on here, like that. Oh, I like that, yeah. I like that. Okay, let's see. I've got, it's your birthday, or happy birthday and congratulations. I think, let's see, with the congratulations, oh, I did that on both of those. Okay, I want to do some ribbon. I should have done it on that one. Huh. Again, I'm having issues. Facebook's telling me it can't, it's not playing my video. Huh. I hope y'all are still there. There we go. I'm back. Worries me when I can't see it. So I think what I'm gonna do, yeah, I'm gonna put the congratulations on this one. I think I'm just gonna put a little bit of ribbon. Where's my glue dots at? I like to kind of wing it sometimes, you know. So I think I'll just put this a little bit of ribbon for some texture, right like this. Yeah, so if you join me late and you're like, where's that paper? I have not seen that in the catalog. This is the refill kit for the Boho Indigo Product Medley. This is on page 9 of the annual catalog. And I just bought the refill kit. I didn't buy the whole medley. And I just love the paper. And these labels that came with it. So, see, had I thought ahead, I would not have put the dimensionals right there. I would have put them above and below. But you know what? It is what it is. And I think I might take a small one and put it on either side here. Let me see here. Just to kind of, I don't like it when it's right on the ribbon like that. Oh shoot. There we go, I got it under there. Just had to maneuver it where I wanted it. And there we go. There we go. Now I know it's going to actually be attached to the card and not just to the ribbon. For those of you that have seen the new catalog, what we used to call the holiday and is now the September to December, no, August to December mini catalog, do you have any, what do you have your eye on in it? Anything that you particularly like and can't wait to get your hands on? I bought a couple of bundles and some designer series paper that I liked. I liked the one with that was the snow, the light blue and that. So happy birthday. This one's kind of plain. I don't know. But you know what? I might just do it kind of plain. Where's my other card base here? I'm going to go ahead and attach this. You know what, I could again do do some of the gold trim. I don't know what's going on with the video on Facebook. It keeps telling me it can't show it. So I don't know. So maybe, well, you know what, maybe what I'll do is I'll just put the happy birthday on here, and I'll do it like that, and we'll put something gold on it. Let's see, gilded gems or these. I guess I will use, I'm going to use these gold ones here instead. I just think they're bigger, brighter in some ways. So put one up here, put one down here, put one of these over here. There we go. Just do it like that. I do love these because it comes in 1, 2, 3, 4 different sizes, and so you get a real variety. So let me know which card design you like. Do you like the cards where they're smaller, you know, and more of a matte, or do you like them where they're the full size of the base? You know, I'm kind of torn in terms of which way to do it, but let me know. I would love to get your input on these cards, and I want to thank you for joining me tonight, and I hope you'll come back next week and join me for Stamping with Denise. Don't forget to share my video, and maybe I'll be sending you one or two of these cards next week. Okay, bye guys, you have a great week, and I'll see you next Monday. Bye now.